The developed man is the all round man who recognizes body, mind, and spirit and renders to each its due. Neglect of either is a mistake which must be rectified sooner or later, a debt which must be repaid with interest. We will now take up the psychic phase of the yogi science of breath in the shape of a series of exercises, each exercise carrying with it its explanation. You will notice that in each exercise, rhythmic breathing is accompanied with the instructions to carry the thought of certain desired results. This mental attitude gives the will a cleared track upon which to exercise its force. We cannot, in this work, go into the subject of the power of the will and must assume that you have some knowledge of the subject. Only actual practice of these exercises themselves will give you a much clearer knowledge than any amount of theoretical teaching. For as the old Hindu proverb says, he who tastes a grain of mustard seed knows more of its flavor than he who sees an elephant load of it. Healing others. These are simple, plain instructions that will enable you to do much good in relieving others. The main principle to remember is that by rhythmic breathing and controlled thought, you are enabled to absorb a considerable amount of prana and are also able to pass it into body of another person, stimulating weakened parts and organs and imparting health and driving out diseased conditions. First, learn to form such a clear mental image of the desired condition that you will be able to actually feel the influx of prana and the force running down your arms and out of your fingertips into the body of the patient. Breathe rhythmically a few times until the rhythm is fairly established. Then, place your hands upon the affected part of the body of the patient, letting them rest slightly over the part. Then, follow the pumping process mentioned in the previous video and fill the patient full of prana until the diseased condition is driven out. Every once in a while, raise the hands and flick the fingers as if you were throwing off the diseased condition. Do this occasionally and also wash the hands after treatment, as otherwise you may take on a trace of the disease condition of the patient. Practice the cleansing breath several times after the treatment. During the treatment, let the prana pour into the patient in one continuous stream, allowing yourself to be merely the pumping machinery connecting the patient with the universal supply of prana and allowing it to flow freely through you. You need not work the hands vigorously, but simply enough that the prana freely reaches the affected parts. The rhythmic breathing must be practiced frequently during the treatment so as to keep the rhythm normal and to afford the prana a free passage. It is better to place the hands on the bare skin, but where this is not advisable or possible, place them over the clothing. Vary above methods occasionally during the treatment by stroking the body gently and softly with the fingertips, the fingers being kept slightly separated. This is very soothing to the patient. In cases of long standing, you may find it helpful to give the mental commands in words such as get out, or be strong. As the case may be, the words helping you to exercise the will more forcibly and to the point. Vary these instructions to suit the needs of the case and use your own judgment and inventive faculty. These are the general principles, and you can apply them in hundreds of different ways. Distant healing. Prana, colored by the thought of the sender, may be projected to a person at a distance who is willing to receive it, and healing works in this way. The thought of the healer sends forth and colors the prana of the center, and it flashes across space and finds lodgment in the psychic mechanism of the patient. It is unseen like the radio waves, it passes through intervening obstacles and seeks the person attuned to receive it. In order to treat persons at a distance, you must form a mental image of them until you can feel yourself to be in repo with them. This is a psychic process dependent upon the mental imagery of the healer. You can feel the sense of rapport when it is established, as it manifests in a sense of nearness. That is about as plain as it can be described. It may be acquired by little practice, and some will get it at the first try. When rapport is established, say mentally to the distant patient, I am sending you a supply of vital force or power which will invigorate you and heal you. Then picture the prana as leaving your mind with each exhalation of the rhythmic breath and traveling across space instantaneously and reaching the patient and healing him. It is not necessary to fix certain hours for treatment, although you may do so if you wish. The respective condition of the patient, as he is expecting and opening himself up to your psychic force, attunes him to receive your vibrations whenever you may send them. If you agree upon ours, let him place himself in a relaxed attitude and receptive condition. Thought projection. Thoughts may be projected by following the last mentioned method of distant healing, and others will feel the effect of thought so sent forth. It being remembered always that no evil thought can ever injure another person whose thoughts are good. Good thoughts are always positive to bad ones, and bad ones are always negative to good ones. However, excite the interest and attention of another by sending him thought waves in this way, charging the prana with the message you wish to convey. If you desire another's love and sympathy and possess love and sympathy for him, you can send him thoughts of this kind with effect, providing your motives are pure. Never, however, attempt to influence another to his hurt or from impure or selfish motives, as such thoughts only recoil upon the sender with redoubled force and injure him, while the innocent party is not affected. Such attempts are like playing with a dynamo, and the person attempting such things will be surely punished by the result of the act itself. However, no person of impure motives ever acquires a great degree of psychic power, and a pure heart and mind is invulnerable shield against improper psychic power. Keep yourself pure and nothing can hurt you. Forming an aura. If you're ever in the company of persons of a lower order of mind and you feel the depressing influence of their thought, breathe rhythmically a few times, thus generating an additional supply of prana. And then, by means of the mental image method, surround yourself with an egg shaped thought aura, which may act as a shield and will protect you from the gross thought and disturbing influence of others. Hi, I hope you're enjoying the videos. I'm not going to beg or persist or force you to subscribe or like the channel, but if you feel the content is worth it, then reward it as such. Thank you so much and have a great day.